Welcome to No Time to Cook.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Simply-FITT. I'm your host, Sandy White, and as usual, I'm super duper excited, you guys. I got Gwen on here for No Time to Cook, and we're gonna rock and roll into everything. But before we get into that, I want to thank WYTV7 for allowing Simply-FITT Radio to be a part of the Broadcasters Network. And I'd like to ask if you all would click the donate button showing on the screen to make a donation today so that you can continue to see broadcasts like this segment that we'll be showing shortly from Simply-FITT Radio, where we will share with you tips and strategies to have a healthier lifestyle along with other great broadcasters on this network. Just know that your donation helps WYTV7 continue their impactful footprint across this nation. Hey guys, our mission is to provide, as I mentioned, simple tips and strategies to individuals so that they can become fit in their mind, body, and soul, allowing each of us the opportunity to share our gifts with the world rather than having them aborted by Satan. And as I mentioned before, you guys, we have Miss Gwen Novak on here. She is the owner and the chef of No Thyme To Cook in Solomon's Island. Welcome to the show, Gwen. Yay!
Thank you, Sandy. It's great to be here.
Awesome. So I want to get right into the first question, which everybody wants to know. How did you get into this business? And you have a catchy little phrase, no time to cook, no pun intended.
It's totally intended. Yes. So No Time to Cook, thyme is spelled like the herb. It's actually started as a personal chef service. So I would come to your house and talk about wanting to eat healthier and live a better lifestyle. I would design a menu for you for 2 weeks at a time, do all the grocery shopping, come to your house, prepare 2 weeks worth of meals at a time and leave them in your fridge and freezer. So when you got home, it smelled great and there were a ton of wonderful things to choose from. And that business flourished until the economy took a hit back in 2008. And oddly enough, people just couldn't find room in their budgets for a chef anymore. So I took a step back, and a friend of mine at church actually said, why don't you try teaching cooking classes? And I thought, well, that's just silly. And then I thought, maybe it's not so silly. So we sort of switched gears, and now we're all about recreational cooking classes to sort of help people learn to cook with confidence and really improve their skills in the kitchen.
That is so awesome. I came to find out about your wonderful facilities due to a birthday party. It's in a wonderful location, you guys. I'm telling you, Solomon's Island, it is breathtaking. And Gwen's place sits right off the water. And I'm telling you, you will have such a wonderful time. I have another question, but I want you to get into this one right here because I was looking on the website because I'm trying to squeeze my way back down there. And I noticed that you're going to be doing a dinner and a movie coming up on March the 14th. Can you tell them a little bit about that? Because you did say you used to do chef services, but how does that weed into, like I just mentioned, your promo for the 14th that they can come in and do different classes?
Yeah, so this one is, it's kind of in between. This is not really a class. The dinner and a movie is meant to be a sort of a really fun mashup of going out to see a movie and having dinner at the same time. So what we do, and on the 14th, we're going to be showing the movie Leap Year because this year was a leap year. And then our chefs will prepare and serve you 3 courses of food featured in the film. The film is set in Ireland, so it's going to be predominantly an Irish menu on the 14th. Those are a really fun time.
They are. And you mentioned chefs. So is this like a family business or do you all have a family history in the hospitality industry?
We do. So the spot on which we built this building was my grandmother's house. Actually, in 1918, my great-grandfather purchased this property and the contiguous property, and he built Bowen's Inn. Bowen's Inn was a very popular restaurant, hotel, marina, and bar. Folks from Washington, D.C., senators and congressmen would come down to fish for the weekend. And it was really kind of the place to be on Solomon's Island. After he passed away, my grandmother took over from him, And then she sold it to my middle aunt, and she ran it until it burned down tragically in 2006. And so we kept this property and turned it into this awesome place that you have been. Thank you. And so that makes me the 4th generation in our family to have a food hospitality business here.
Oh, that is so awesome. And the other great thing that I love about you all's facility is that you guys have locally grown food that comes in. And again, I'm being nosy. I'm on the website, and I also noticed that on March, gosh, she's got so much wonderful things going on. March the 27th through the 30th, she's doing a taste tour, which I'm going to let her talk to you guys more about, because they do, and she's going to correct me if I say anything wrong, they do farm to table, like with the locally grown farmers. So I'm going to let Gwen take it away to talk more about that, because she's got 2 coming up where you can come in, learn what you're going to be cooking and how stuff meshes together and matches together. One is going to be in March, and then another one, I think, July.
Yeah, we actually do it.
Gwen, yeah, take it away.
We actually, we love to support local. We're right here on the water. My husband is a commercial waterman, so we get a lot of our fresh seafood from him. But I just think when food is in season and when it's locally sourced, it's at its peak, it tastes the best, it's the best for you. So we started what we called the farm to table class once a quarter. It was part of our couples in the kitchen class. Once every 3 months rather, you'd come in, and everything that we possibly could, we would source from local producers. So we'd get local chicken, local beef, local wine, local vegetables, local honey, you name it. And it was such a popular series, and we just love working with these folks so much that we decided, why just do it 4 times a year? So we turned it into a monthly class, and we call it the Farm to Table series. The one coming up this month is with Vaughn Cheese. They're a cheese creamery here in Maryland, and we're actually going to do a wine and cheese pairing. So they're going to bring 4 different cheeses, and then we're going to have 4 different wines to complement that. But yeah, we've worked with, distillers, brewers, wineries, every kind of produce and meat you can imagine. And we now actually sell a number of those products too in our shop. But I love supporting those guys, because they don't have the platform that you're not going to find them in your local, large grocery store. Typically, if you're not going to farmers markets, you're often not encountering these folks. So we're trying to get their name out, their products, and let people taste the difference that locally grown sourced products provide.
So I have a question. I know with locally grown farmers, sometimes they do, I think it's called I may say this wrong, and so correct me, a farm share or something like that. So with you getting things locally and training people to learn how to change their palate to have more fresh items versus processed items, are they allowed to participate in the farm sharing program, or is this just for organizations like your restaurant?
Well, I think maybe what you're talking about is the CSAs, or community supported agriculture. And there's a number of those here, and just about any community you can probably find those. And what we do when we have those are more structured programs where you would sort of buy into it, and then you would receive regular shipments or supplies as they're available. What we do too is we offer our growers and producers the opportunity at the end of the class to sell whatever it is that they make. So if beef is their thing, they can bring a cooler of beef and sell it. If it's honey, bring the honey and sell it. So people don't have to try to find it somewhere. It's right here for them.
That is so awesome. So when they do that, whatever's left over after the class, is it just for the people that participated, or is it for locals as well?
Usually it's just that for the people in that class, but as I say, there are a number of items that we have a little culinary shop here as well. And so we feature a lot of local products.
That is so awesome. So I know you said earlier you used to do the cooking outside of before you started the restaurant as a chef, and you would prepare the meals. I noticed on the website you also have recipes and things like that. So do you have what I didn't find, and this is where this question is coming in, do you have like Zoom classes where you can walk people through? And I know with the taste tours that you have coming up, do you do mini ones like that where people can learn, okay, well, I can't do this major one for whatever reason, but I could go to the grocery store and do what Miss Gwen told me to do? Do you do those kind of things as well, or no longer have that
Yeah,
option?
we've actually been talking about the Zoom classes, the online classes, because everybody loves to be online. Sometimes you're a little further away from us. Sometimes you just can't get here. And so it's nice to do it online. So that is something that we are looking at producing. The, yeah, I am trying to, the Charleston trip is really going to be a blast, what you're talking about at the end of this month. One of the things that we started doing last year was instituting culinary tours. I love to travel. I like to eat and drink. So I thought, obviously other people might enjoy that too. So we started doing one short term and then one longer term each year. And then we also experimented with a one-day trip. So last year we went to Williamsburg, Virginia for a long weekend. Yeah, it was fabulous. And then we went to Normandy, France for a week, which was phenomenal. And then we went to Smith Island. Smith Island is a tiny little island in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay that's only accessible by water. And they make the state cake here in Maryland, Smith Island cake. It's a 10-layer. The original is white cake with chocolate icing between each layer. And so those are really, that was a great trip. So this year, as I mentioned, at the end of March, we're headed to Charleston for a long weekend, 4 days. And then we're planning on going to Alaska for a cruise in July. And then we're going to take a short weekend trip to the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park in New York, and then spend the weekend there.
Oh, well, Miss Gwen, my husband was peeking in on our little conversation. He's like, Charleston.
Well, I'm so excited about that trip because when we go, I love
Can you elaborate or?
I was just going to say that I'm also a real history buff, so I love to incorporate the history of a region in with the food because they're so tied together. So when we get to Charleston, we are, Stephanie Burt, who's the host of a podcast called The Southern Fork, is going to give us an introduction to the city, and we're going to do a walking culinary tour, but I'm super excited. We're going to get to do a pop-up class with BJ Dennis. BJ Dennis is a chef and historian and an expert in Gullah Geechee cuisine, low country, Southern cuisine. And then on Monday, for those of you who remember before Food Network, Natalie Dupree, she's just sort of this amazing, sort of doyen of Southern cuisine. She's going to meet with us on Monday and teach us how to make her world famous biscuits.
Ooh-wee. Yeah, I think you're going to have a stowaway.
He's more than welcome to come.
So you want to share with the audience about all the other wonderful classes that you have?
Yeah, now you got to meet us because you came to a kids class, right? So
a
birthday party. Okay, yeah. So we offer kids classes, junior chef, and then also for little kids classes, but incredibly popular are our birthday party cooking classes. So rather than going bowling or to Chuck E. Cheese, you can come here. They're 2 hours long. The kids get to pick a theme. So they get to make fresh pasta or artisan pizza. A lot of them choose the Chopped theme. It is a takeoff on the Food Network show, Chopped. And so they have 3 courses, a basket of secret ingredients, and 20 minutes to make each one of them happen. So those are a good time. And then of course they finish with cupcakes that they get to decorate.
That is awesome. Hey, and now I didn't, and I know you had these because I was trying to schedule something which didn't work out too well for me, but I got to get back there. You all have couples cooking classes too, right?
We do. So once a month, that's one of my most favorite classes that we do. It's called Couples in the Kitchen. It's one weekend a month, and it's 3 hours. The theme changes every month. The most popular class that we offer all year long is the February class. It's aphrodisiacs. So every course features multiple ingredients that would be considered aphrodisiacs. This month coming up is going to be really fun. Since it's 2020, we thought that it would be a blast to go back to the Roaring 20s. So the theme is a speakeasy Roaring 20s theme. So we're encouraging everyone to come dressed up as their favorite 20s flapper, and you're gonna have to have the secret code to get in, and it should be 3 courses of fun food and drink.
That is awesome. So I have another question. The cookbooks that you guys have, you want to talk about what's going on in the shop? Because I again, as I mentioned, I was on the website and I saw different recipes, and I think it's recipe of the week or something like that. But can you talk about that one?
Yes, we like to share recipes. I don't think anything should be kept a secret, right? It's all made with love. Everybody should get to enjoy it. So we share the recipes from all of our classes if you've been, and then we also will add and highlight certain recipes on the website and on social media. But I just finished writing my first cookbook this past year. It was released in November. It's How to Cook for Beginners. It's a very basic cookbook. I think I teach you how to stir in it, among other things. But it goes through what you should have in a kitchen, what sort of equipment you should have, how to take care of your knives, and walks you through all the basics. And even if you're not a beginner, they're just some great quick recipes. So we have that for sale in our culinary shop. It's also available on Amazon.com. But the shop is really fun. It's called Provisions, our culinary shop, because we really think that we like to empower people. We don't want to just show you and then not give you any sense of how to do it at home, give you that would be mean, wouldn't it, to prepare a great meal for you and then send you off without the recipe or without the know-how. So we also like to provide you with the tools, and not to just to sell you, but when we know there are certain products that make your life easier and better in the kitchen, then we're gonna have them available for you. So, we also have a lot of specialty stuff. I mentioned the local products, but last weekend we did a paella class. So we have paella pans, we have the big spoon to stir it, we have the special bomba rice and the saffron, and just because you get excited after you've been to class, you want to go home and make these things. You don't want to have to go shopping and try to figure out where to find the stuff. So we like to have all that stuff in place for you. But in addition to, so the first cookbook, the How to Cook for Beginners, came out in November. I'm just putting the finishing touches on the next book that should be released later this summer, and that is the complete one pot, one dish cookbook. So 7 different cooking vessels, and it's arranged by season. So winter, spring, summer, and fall, and 176 recipes. Phew, I'm tired of testing recipes.
That is a lot. One thing that you were very modest on, Miss Gwen, you did not touch on, your new food truck is opening.
It is.
Tell them about that.
Yes, so it's called Steamer Seafood Shack. And for those of you who are, familiar with Maryland and the Chesapeake Bay, we're all about our seafood. So steamed crabs are huge here, and oysters and clams. So later this spring, God willing, the truck is going to be open. We're really excited about that. It's going to be a great addition to what we do here. As I mentioned, my husband is a commercial waterman, so he'll be heading up that side of things and sourcing locally for all that. But it's really just going to be fresh local seafood for carry out, and it's going to be delicious.
That is, and on the water, you guys, so that you can't beat that.
Right.
I had a quick question though. The by boat cruises, am I saying that right?
You are, yeah.
Are you going to put those dates and stuff on your website for us?
Yeah, so what you're talking about is we've kind of talked about what a great place this is, but for those of you who don't know, we are literally right on the water. Every window of this building, you can see water from the harbor on one side to the river on the other. It's beautiful, beautiful place. And part of what we do here too is we have an old historic, what's called oyster buy boat, the half shell. It's buy boat, literally it's spelled B-U-Y-B-O-A-T. Buy boats would go out to watermen as they were working, and they would buy the catch from them and then bring it into harbor and sell it. So they were kind of the original middleman, sort of, freight carrier on the bay. And yeah, we do really fun 2-hour cruises on the half shell, everything from happy hour to we've done bachelorette parties. We have Jimmy Buffett parrot head nights on board. There's a museum just up the way, and they have a great concert series. We'll go and listen to the concerts on the water. So yeah, you can always go to halfshelladventures.com to get that schedule. We'll be around May 1st. We'll get the boat back up for the season. So that's always fun.
Awesome. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back with Miss Gwen, you guys.
I'm Gwen Novak, and welcome to No Thyme To Cook. We offer a wide variety of classes here at No Thyme To Cook, but there are some fan favorites. One of the most popular is our monthly Couples in the Kitchen class. It's a really fun date night, 3 courses, and it includes beer and wine pairings with each course. Some other fun favorites are our fresh pasta class. It's a hands-on class, a fresh sushi, and we even offer junior chef classes for the little ones. So one of the things that we are passionate about here is supporting our local farmers, growers, and producers. Once a month, we invite in one of those folks. Might be someone who's making local honey or producing wine, spirits, chocolate. They get the floor to talk about what they do, and then we create a sampling menu based on their products. I'm just honored to be the 4th generation in our family to have a food service business here in Solomon's.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that little promo about No Thyme To Cook. You won't be disappointed. Hey, and before we go, we had such a wonderful time. We're going to wrap it up right now, but I want Miss Gwen to tell you guys how you guys can get in touch with her, and I want her to share with you guys all of the wonderful things that are coming up. And I'm telling you, don't miss March the 14th. Don't miss it.
Yeah, so another fun event we have coming up, we just added this last week. We are doing a very special dinner based off everyone knows the Joy of Cooking cookbook, that iconic book that every one of us has on our shelves. So the Irma Rombauer's grandsons re-released an expanded version of it last year. And the other side of her family owns Rombauer Vineyards, Rombauer Winery. So we're going to be doing a 5-course dinner with recipes from the expanded edition of the cookbook, paired with these amazing Rombauer wines. It's going to be on Thursday, May 14th, and we're going to have folks from the winery here, and I think some fun stuff to give away. So that is a very special evening we won't be doing again. So you can get your tickets on our website, as you can for any of the classes and events that we hold. It's www.notymetocook.com, and remember that thyme is spelled like the herb, T-H-Y-M-E. You can also always like us and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Just search No Thyme To Cook, and hopefully we'll pop right up. You can always call us if you want, 443-624-5048.
Awesome. Hey guys, I am your host of Simply-FITT Radio, Sandy White. You can reach me at wytv7.org. Go to the broadcasters button and scroll down for Simply-FITT Radio. You can email me. You can join the Simply-FITT Radio group, ask questions. And we broadcast out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So I wanted to tell you guys, as usual, I am super duper excited. I hope you guys enjoyed all of the wonderful things that Miss Gwen has shared with you guys. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.